Hi there, I'm Tracy, and this is the 3-Wick Thesis candle channel. Today I have another episode from my Lighting the Way series. I'm going to be talking about Goose Creek's Rainbow Sugar Candle. I'm going to share with you the cold impression, show you the label, the wax, talk about the wick. Then I will go out, burn it at least once, give you some shots of it illuminated so you know what it looks like when the jar glows, talk about the warm impression, and then I'll share with you my candle performance rubric where I talk about the scent quality, the throw, the aesthetic design, and also the burn quality of the candle. So this one I first heard about when it came out this spring, and I heard the chatter on the subreddit that this is actually a vault candle, that it's a scent that Goose Creek discontinued a few years ago and it hasn't been back for a while. So diehard Goose Creek fans are really excited to see its return. I'm relatively new to Goose Creek. I just started shopping there maybe 6 months ago. So I didn't know this was a returning favorite, but I'm down for it. I'm excited for it. I think the label is just really awesome. It's like an iridescent, almost like a tie-dye. I just feel like it looks really nice in the light. It's almost like a purplish, blue, pink hue. I will say the online picture of this looks way brighter and way shinier than what it does in person. This actually looks kind of muted and reminds me a little bit of cotton candy. I like both labels, so I'm okay with it looking more muted in person, but I was expecting something a little more vibrant. It also has the silver label with this detail of there's like a little rainbow up here with clouds above it. At first I thought it was a turtle when I looked at it, but then I looked again and it's clearly a rainbow with clouds behind it. It's got the stainless steel lid, and then the wax on this is white, so it's just kind of standard white wax, and the wicks on this are kind of like the medium stiff wicks. So should be a hot burner. Again, we'll see when I light this up. The scent notes on this are sweet strawberry, lemon whip, juicy raspberry, and vanilla clouds. It's a really nice fruity candle. You get the lemon first, this kind of tart citrus note, but it's a sugary citrus. It almost smells like lemon drop candy or candied lemon peel, or literally like a lemon sugar. Sometimes if I'm motivated, I'll make a margarita and I'll put like lemon zest in the sugar and then I'll rim the glass with that, and this kind of has that same essence. There's like this sweetness to it, but you also get really fresh, like bright lemon at the same time. I get the tartness from the raspberries. It doesn't feel like a juicy raspberry to me, but then it could also be in the shadow of the strawberry, because there's definitely like a juicy fruitiness to it, but it's kind of berry ambiguous. Like you could call it strawberry or strawberry and raspberry, and I would believe all three. So I feel like the berry note with it being juicy and kind of sweet helps to balance out the tartness from the lemon. And the vanilla doesn't come through really strong. It's definitely more of a sugary vanilla, almost like a marshmallow vanilla, or like a warm vanilla. It's not super earthy or extracty. Just super subtle and kind of lingering what feels like on the kind of the base or the foundation of the candle. So really nice. And it reminds me quite a bit of the Wizard of Oz candle. Let me grab that. It reminds me quite a bit of this one, which isn't available anymore. Get behind it so it'll actually focus. So this is the Wizard of Oz candle that came out. It was this past summer, late summer, early fall. Forget exactly when this dropped. But this one has scent notes of lemon peel, pink grapefruit, and sweet berries with Madagascar vanilla. Yeah, they're very similar. The vanilla on this one is a lot more pronounced. You get more of like a sweet vanilla smell. That's almost like a I don't want to say vanilla buttercream, but like definitely a fresh vanilla bean smell. Whereas with this one, it's just really subtle and smells more sugary or marshmallowy. The citrus notes are very similar, and the berry notes are very similar. So if you like this one is more tart. The Rainbow Clouds is more tart. This one is more sweet. So they're very similar scent notes, but this one is on the sweeter side. This one smells a little bit more tart. I'm excited to see how they compare on warm. So speaking of the warm comparison, I'm going to go and burn this one at least once so I can get a feel for the throw. I'll make sure I do it in both a regular size room and an open concept area so you have an idea of just how far it will throw and then what it smells like. How does the cold impression evolve when it's burned? I'll also take some footage of it glowing. I'm curious about how this iridescent label will pan out in the light, and then I'll come back here after the cut and share my findings with you. Okay, let's get into the candle performance rubric on Rainbow Sugar. In terms of scent quality, I think it's a very pleasant scent. There's a good balance of that citrus with the berry, with the vanilla. In general, it's not too sweet, but it's also not too fruity, and I feel like it's true to its description. So for that reason, I assigned an A in the scent quality element. In terms of throw, this definitely filled my smaller room, which was about 11 by 14. I did move it into my open concept area on the third burn, and it filled the space, but it wasn't strong at all. It felt very subtle and kind of in the background, but then when you moved into the area, I had it in the kitchen, moved into the kitchen area, it became stronger. So it's able to fill out an open concept space, but it doesn't throw to the full space. For that reason, I decided to give it a B. It was kind of on the fence between an A- and a B+, but I would put it in the B+ category, so I did assign it a B for throw. In terms of burn quality, I'm going to show you this first video here. This was my second burn of this candle, and you can see that it's burning pretty evenly. The wax pool is pretty clean. The wicks have a little bit of ember on it, but it's not mushrooming into a huge head. The flames on it are what I would consider to be normal. This was after about 2 hours, so it's about right where I would expect it to be. However, I'm going to show you this video of the third burn. So it had been burning for about an hour and a half when I put it down into my kitchen. Kind of forgot about it for maybe 20 minutes, and I came back and the flames were just actually shooting up out of the jar. If you look at the wax pool, it's got residue in it. The wicks have mushroomed and are sooting. In general, this alarmed me a little bit, how quickly this went from a perfectly normal burning candle into what felt like a fiery inferno. Make sure you keep an eye on it, and I would say don't burn it more than an hour and a half to avoid this sort of blow up. And I want to note that I do trim my wicks, so those mushroom heads have developed only with this burn. So it's definitely a hot candle. You'll also notice that the wax has diminished quite a bit with this third burn. Due to this inconsistency and the way that it's mucking up the wax pool and mushrooming the wicks, I went ahead and assigned this a B. I feel like these are minor imperfections that ultimately doesn't affect the overall performance of the candle, but it does not warrant an A. Now, in terms of aesthetic design, I was originally going to give this a B because I do like the label and I think it's pretty when it's lit. But then as I was taking the video of the label illuminated, you can see there's quite a few imperfections in the label. So there's multiple seams that look like they aren't supposed to be there. There's also parts of the label that look more transparent than others, which kind of makes it so that there's not a good side of this jar that if I wanted to hide the label or display it as decor, no matter what shot I get, it's going to have some sort of imperfection or the corporate label on it. For that reason, I decided to assign this a C. I feel like a little bit more attention to detail by Goose Creek could have made this a higher rating candle. Overall, I ended up assigning this candle a solid B. It came out to a 3.0 on a 4.0 scale. I'm not sure this will be a repurchase for me. I like it and I think it's really pleasant. However, the issues with the label and the burn quality and the fact that it's really similar to multiple other candles I own by Goose Creek, I probably won't make this a repurchase. I am, however, super excited for people who are waiting for this one to come back. I'm sure that they can enjoy the stock that is available. If you have any questions about this burn review, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. And if you appreciate this sort of review and you want to see more of the Lighting the Way series, give me a thumbs up so I know you enjoy this. And if you aren't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel so that I show up in your feed and you can see my videos as I release them. I hope you all have a great night, and thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Bye-bye.